exemplifies the recent, like the rise of Jersey Smash, quite like Jakal, someone who's been mantling over Jersey locals for quite some time, and indeed the #1 seed in this bracket as they take on Bobo here to begin top 8.
It's been a long time since I've done this, all right? But some things don't change, man, you know? I mean, and doing this is still on the mic again. Jakal being seed 1, some things just do not change. Bobo is a new face to me for sure, seed #4. Glad to see Snake getting a little more representation in 2024. We've been saying this character is good for years, and now in the upper echelon of this bracket, we are able to see full fruition how good he could be. But if there's any player in this building right now who's going to be able to navigate the obstacle course that Snake creates and actually get some good damage up in the CQC, it is Jakal for sure. This is Mr. Fundamentals, not to be confused with his father. Like, usually call him this father. No. This is Mr. Fundamentals, for sure.
Mr. Fundamentals is my father's name. That's pretty funny. But no, okay, catch him with the down smash that brings him up to triple digits. And yet, okay, a little sweet chin music to take him off. Of course, shortest ceiling in the competitive stage list is Pokemon Stadium 2.
Is that a fact?
I believe so, yeah. But no, nonetheless, you have. How did I know some game knowledge that you did not?
I feel like that makes the most sense that you would, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, I do remember that Town and City. I thought it was Town and City that had that was Smash 4. My mistake. It's the highest one. Highest one in this game. My mistake. Yes, horizontal Smashville. And there you go. Can't be lingering with that. Over 100% on those ledges. That, of course, makes your ledge intangibility last just a little bit longer of a time. Most characters in this game don't have smash attacks that also happen to be explosive projectiles. Snake being the one that does. Gotta watch that roll on the way back up.
I mean, it's one of those matchup checks, but then again, if someone knows how to play against Snake, it would have to be Jakal, who's been dealing with Snakes in Jersey ever since the days of, I mean, I'd say Sensei and Ram, if we're going back a few years. But you're going to get that forward throw and the explosive finish to take first stock, as we are at 2 stocks apiece, though Bobo with a slight advantage, Jakal hanging on at 45.
That's the thing with Snake players. I mean, sometimes your hubris will not only metaphorically, but literally explode in your face. As it happens right there, you just get caught in the wrong spot with the grenade up in there. It not only tacks on damage, but can kill you if you're not too careful. And if there's any character in this roster that I would say, from a pure fundamental standpoint, should be able to do a good job against Snake, it is Wolf. Not only in the sense that, oh, he has a reflector, you can deal with projectiles that way. It's that move he did right there, the other purple one, that laser, which is in fact a transcendent one, which means it goes through certain attacks as well. So being able to just have any like pot shot move that could just deal with Snake in the neutral, that alone, above like 80% of the cast, you have a better chance of dealing with him than a lot of the other ones. So
yeah, I mean, not to mention, you also have those melee attacks. Certainly the Wolf Flash being the wild card of the bunch, but when you get into range of punching and kicking, you do have that little bit of an extra reach with those Wolf Claws. Wolf is a sword, he changed my mind, but the laser right in the face is a little bit of a mix-up. You're going to get a forward throw to put him at even more unease, 157, but it's going to be a back throw that puts Wolf off stage. The Wolf Flash necessitated to make it back to the stage. No guarantee you make it back, especially with the Nikita going off, and Bobo in pretty good form here to start off winter semifinals.
You know, Wolf's got some resources, but it still ain't the best recovery in the world, and lingering projectiles off stage like that is the name of the game. Jakal's pretty good at angling both the up B and the side B, but I mean, you know, you can control it. You can control the missile. It's not exactly new game knowledge. I'm not exactly dropping a bomb on you like Snake dropped on Jakal just there, but Bobo falling down, and now we got ourselves a last stock game for game #1 in the set so far. C4 on the right side, creating a bit of a no ground zone, or a no fly zone, I should say, on the part of Jakal right there. But there you go. 1 neutral air is all it takes to get a nice, clean, 3-peat bread and butter up to 36%. How much insurance is he going to be able to get off of this, though? I'm going for broke.
Oh, my God.
With the Wolf. You got to be bold every now and again, but, like, I do not understand these top players knowing exactly how to pick and choose their moments against a character like Snake. He's so overwhelming. Just, how do you keep your cool?
You have to keep track of every single thing on the stage. That sticky gets so, yeah, it's so well hidden, especially when you find yourself on a platform. You find that thing, you're just, oh, okay, I'm just going to short hop and have a little bit of the gambit through the air, and then all of a sudden it goes off, and yeah, there is the last thing that you hear before you expire. But the Snake is up at 119, 127 now, looking for the up smash to finish it off at the ledge. Going to recover below, and no resources left to recover. Bobo, knowing that that could well be the one that got away. You do not want to give free stocks to Jakal, especially when it puts them up in the set, the #1 seed in a position of advantage, and you already know Jakal hungry like the wolf as ever.
Was that the one that got away, or was that the one that was taken away? Because you see the lingering double jump at the right side there instead. He didn't just go low and just try to cover ledge with one jump. He hung off stage with the double jump at first. I don't even think that was necessarily about hitting the Wolf Flash. I think that was just about threatening with it. And like paying attention to Bobo's resources off the level right there as he ran out of resources to die. He didn't get hit by anything. He just like he burned his double jump, didn't have time to pop a grenade. Only thing left was the scythe, and
it loses you nothing.
I'm sorry?
It essentially loses you nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you guess wrong or if you just miscalculated, then okay, so be it. You're putting yourself in a situation where you have to come back to ledge, and you're already at an advantage in terms of just the numbers game as we go to small battlefield for game number 2. But I mean, if you guess right, then automatically you just win, because that's not something that Snake necessarily wants to trifle with. That's why you see so many Snakes recover high to begin with, because below the ledge is one of the few characters where recovering below ledge is truly suboptimal.
And it's funny, you know, in a game where you got magnet hands, you got uppies that snap the ledge real good. In a game with really about option coverage and a very heavy neutral-based one like Smash Ultimate is, it's funny that I didn't even think about that. You're right. Like, most characters usually recover way better from below, but Snake is one of those few that just gets up in the air, and it's one of the few characters where being in the air is like not a bad thing in Smash Ultimate, I should say. So really good on Jakal, really good situational awareness, and just more positioning than anything else to be able to just hang himself off the ledge and threaten with it. And now we got ourselves a good old-fashioned tit-for-tat game. No stocks gone within the first minute already, as the back air not going to take it from the center stage of small battlefield, but the flash not only not going to connect, but not going to go high enough to be able to snap the ledge. Jakal actually going to lose his first stock off an SD.
That's just how it is, and we're talking about
that's what he meant to do.
There you go, and you caught that, and you did see a little bit of a green flash. I do believe that was techable, but nonetheless not able to get it. And who would expect it from that situation? You're at 2 stocks apiece. It's funny that you mentioned the recoveries in this game, because like 99 times out of 100 you're wanting to recover below the ledge because of magnet hands, just because of how safe it is, unless you're getting either 2-framed or caught with something like Wolf's down smash, for example, which is definitely an attractive feature for those looking for a character in those early stages of the game. Certainly Jakal found it. Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, let's be real. Like we're going to keep it a buck with y'all. It wasn't a 2-frame.
More of a knifey, I guess, with most of his range, or like a Deadpool and Wolverine.
Somehow more range than Joker. I don't get it, but it's, I swear that's true. I don't care what the French says.
I said Joker. That ain't Marvel.
I mean, look, it's you still have this guy 8-way dashing. I don't care. It's weird. But
you do. Good point.
At the same time, you watch any other game, like for example, Smash 64, a big heritage game, especially out of the laboratory in Hatboro, Pennsylvania. Shout out, Moosh. But you see a lot of like 64 players. Like it'll be, you don't see them recovering below the stage. You'll see them recovering to platform. You'll see them recovering to the center of the stage at Dreamland. Inevitably, when you're playing that game, it's one of those things where you do not really want to recover to ledge because you're generally helpless otherwise. Like it's so seeing seeing how the game has evolved over the years, obviously through iterations of the game, is a little fascinating. But of course, you have the evolution of certain predators, wolves being among them in that dash attack. That's how Jakal eats.
That's hungry like the wolf, I should say. That is how he eats. But there's that down smash. Going to kick right towards the left side of the blast zone. Dead even game. One more for Jakal to go up 2-0 in this set so far. Just spamming down tilt by the ledge right there. I mean, low percent, you wind up getting hit by one of those explosives. Holding down might be enough. You might have enough active frames to be able to just like quickly just DI back down to the stage and just start spamming that down tilt again. Jakal seems to know something that I necessarily didn't, but as I say that neutral reset again, raw Haagen-Dazs up smash neutral. Only about a 6% deficit between these two players, and now the obstacle course is just being played. Grenades getting dropped out of the combos. Jakal picking and choosing his moments so beautifully. Whenever Bobo gets a chance, just hanging back and throwing another one of those 2 pot shots out. And a ballsy grab into raw damage with the forward air right there. I was wondering what the option was going to be, because up tilt was certainly not going to be enough to kill in that scenario, and you did not want to add that move higher on the stale negation chart, because you're going to need that as your calling card back when it's time to actually kill, assuming that Bobo is even going to be given the chance by Jakal, and it looks like he will be. Oh, but he's surviving the D.
Getting a little flash happy there, and Bobo is able to get it back. And let's face it, off of a miscalculation by Jakal, that initial wolf flash, putting them into, I mean, look, you're landing off of that side B. You're not exactly reactionable. That's where Bobo was able to take advantage, get them off the stage initially, and Jakal, another miscalculation in recovery. I don't know if Wolf Flash was necessarily the play there, but also you go too far below the ledge, you're basically free. You're free pickings for that Nikita, aren't you?
It's one of those moves where like it feels extra worse to whiff it because it makes you think about it for a second. It's not one of those quick like, oh, I whiffed an up smash, kill opportunity. Like, okay, I missed, and then you nod your head, you put your glasses up if you're wearing glasses. No, when you whiff a Wolf Flash, you sit there and you think about it for a while. And then you think about your life choices and what led you there to this moment. But the true mark of a competitor is like living in the present. You live in the future, you're anxious.
Oh,
and if you're living in the past, you're depressed. But if you're living in the present, you're at peace. And that's what you got to do as a competitor.
I like that from Jakal, specifically because it's just showing, you know what? I know that two of them were my undoing in that game number 2, but I'm not going away from it. It's still in my pocket, and you still have to fear it. You still have to respect it. I'm not giving you anything. What I am doing is taking as Jakal draws the first blood in this game. Number 3, Nintunis.
Looking pretty good so far on PS2. A lot of space to be able to just deal with like Snake from afar, you know? Some players don't like to go to big stages against Snake because they feel like, oh, he's got all the space in the world. But I feel like the Enlightened typically like to go to big stages against him because it makes it so there's actual parts of the stage that are accessible. There's not like, oh, there's a grenade on this top left platform. He left the sticky down on the bottom right one, and I'm stuck here in the middle with you. Shoutouts to Jokers. But no, it's that's really not the case. I mean, you're going to want, especially if you have a long transcendent projectile, you're going to want to just hang back and just... You're going to want to hang back, throw some pot shots out, and just have some good old safe spots on the stage to be able to deal with it. Just look at how this is functioning for Jakal so far. And the option coverage is so good, too. Because even if he whiffs that Wolf Flash by the ledge, he winds up getting to ledge fast enough and can either get a trump or can get a drop ledge, double jump, rising neutral air instead to cover the ledge on the way back up, as that back throw is not going to be able to take the stock just yet on the part of Jakal. But the option coverage from him has been second to none throughout this game number 3 so far.
Now, but I mean, just tagging up so much damage. Some crimson red numbers there on the side of Bobo. I mean, what can you say? I mean, Scarlet, perhaps. You know, go
I see why there's an exclamation point right next to it. I see why you got confused and thought they were. They were letters. It's the English lexicon was getting all sorts of messed up over there.
Had my mental finger on the shift key there. That's it. That happens when you hit the number 1. But if you are going to get. Yes, that is the joke, Stuart. Good job.
Hey, but if you're going to wind up being number 1, you're going to be playing like Jakal is right now.
There you go.
And overall, the 100% deficit between these players right now, Stu.
Yeah, although, I mean, Bobo making a valiant effort to lessen that deficit, and indeed doing so. But, man, just not wanting to interact at all. I mean, I'd say it's uncharacteristic, but that is, in fact, Jersey. But that's just...
I'm not going to sit here and fight you on that. Come on.
Look, it is what it is. But the thing is, it's you can play smart, and smart is often effective. Dash attack is going to be enough to go off at the top. I think Bobo knew that the writing was on the wall for that one, but you're still putting yourself in a position to succeed. Jakal is going nowhere near him. You can shoot that laser all freaking day if you want to, Jakal.
It's so funny because like Snake is just like such an antithesis to the meta, or not to the meta, but how like the game of Smash is traditionally played. And I feel like a lot of lower level players don't really beautiful tech on the way by Bobo. But you can't exactly tech the air as Jakal gonna spike him down with the down air. This is what I'm talking about, that option coverage by the ledge. He'll do one thing for pure coverage. It doesn't matter if it whiffs because he knows that even if it does, it's gonna force Bobo into a bad position. It hits, it spikes, great. It misses, bounces him right back off the ledge into the spike. This is something I'm gonna need a replay for to production. So the whole gracious world, as well as my man Stu right here, can see that. Just getting choked out like the big bad wolf is one to do. Go off stage, lose a little bit of your stage control right here. Throwing out the Nikita, that's how I want to do it for that stock. It's the last one that I'm really concerned about that will get you through in just a second right here. Throwing up a couple pot shots. This is actually from the first game, I should say. This is the self-destruct.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's like side being the Scythe right there.
Yeah.
Not giving me them replays that I want. Unfortunately, not yet. But we're going through set by set.
It is good to know. Like,
I forgot he goes through the whole set. My mistake.
It's all good, but it is a good indication of how we got here. And again, like the mistakes that were made off of the Wolf Flash, it went back even before that last stock. We saw the miscalculation on the height after the first one. Of course, going back to the well and coming up with a drink of water on that first stock.
Yep.
But again, you're seeing the middle missing it on that last one, and Bobo, knowing that they kind of got away with one, probably should have had game one, but makes up for it in game two. But what does Jakal do? Locks the hell in, and yeah, of course, you're losing that that stock at a pretty decent percentage, or at the very least taking it. Back throw was pretty free there to get themselves into the advantageous position, but we're going to see the finishing touches on this one. And yeah, just again, solid fundamentals, putting Bobo onto their winner's side stock, and eventually you see the coup de grace administered to such an extent that, like, I mean, this is Jack.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, just by the ledge, he'll do one thing, it'll whiff, but he'll know what options are covered and which ones aren't. Like, that's why he's just such a intelligent, fundamentals-based player. Is that he'll look to the layman, it'll look like